To me, Clinton was a spot like I felt like everybody should have to go to Clinton to learn how to bid, and then you can go wherever that you want to go.
Else.
You know, to me, I never wanted. Yeah, I never wanted to leave Clinton. I had to end up getting shipped out over that riot over the weight court between Algie and them, and the Panamanians. You know what I'm saying? But when I was in Clinton, man, like. I became engulfed in the yard lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? Right. Working out, training, hopping on the court, cooking court. Yeah, just doing the things that we like to do, and we do whatever the fuck we want. You know what I'm saying? That was the thing.
Success after the lockdown.
Okay.
You know we're in the building.
Okay, Florida, Sunshine State.
We here, man. Building.
We here.
Man, today we have a great guest, man. I want to say thank you to everybody out there that's tuning in and everything like that, man. Today, we're bringing another brother, goes by the name of Robert. That's his name, goes by the name Rob, though. He is a personal trainer. He served many years in the State Department of Corrections in New York State. He has an amazing story. We want to give it up for Rob. So welcome to the show, Rob.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Came down to Florida and caught up with the brother.
Pleasure. Yes, sir. So as you know, your host Anthony, this is EB, right? We're here in the building. And with that, I want to get right back. I just want to get into it, right?
That's right. No question.
There's not too many brothers that I know besides myself that, served some time in New York State, came down here in Florida, doing some positive things, getting money, man, staying out of trouble, and most importantly, not looking back to go back in there and get those silver bracelets back on their wrist. And with that, hey, Rob, introduce yourself. Tell people who you is.
Yeah, what's up, man? Everybody, my name's Rob. A lot of people know me by Specs. Did 17 years. About 15 of that was straight, mostly Clinton. Bounced around a little bit after that, Sullivan, Eastern. Mainly known for training, weight training.
As you can tell,
putting together powerlifting teams and winning, powerlifting state championships. And before I went to prison, I was, on the rise, working as an IHP at Atlantic Records. Was part of a Grammy-nominated single, "The Magic Stick," which kind of blew us up. And working with my people, we had a production company. Worked with Ghostface Killer, Trina, T.I., Trick Daddy, Twister, and a lot of other brothers. And unfortunately, that led me to prison, and then in prison I made a total, life's turnaround, which we can definitely talk about, success.
That's right. I want to first, congratulate you on your release. Mm-hmm. If you could just, go back in the time for us and just, let us know where you came from, where you from, where you grew up. You 2-parent home, 1-parent. How was life for you when you was young?
Yeah, I mean, growing up, I felt like, I never felt like I had a disadvantage, or I never felt like I came from a messed up household. I had both parents in the house. My father constantly worked. There were a few of us, so I didn't really see him as much as I would have liked to. The neighborhood that we lived in, it was a little wishy-washy, and not having a father around as much as you would always like, because he's working. You're going to get into, things here and there. And so I started getting into a couple things in the neighborhood at a young age. And out Copeg, Long Island.
Okay.
So everybody knows Amityville. Right next to LI.
LI in the building.
So growing up, how was that in the was there any time that you were introduced to the streets?
So basically, the neighborhood that I came, this is the point that I'm getting to, right? The neighborhood that I came from, it's very diverse, right? Black, Spanish, white. We kind of lived where Spanish turned white, and all Dominicans, and everybody was selling cocaine, right? So I was introduced to that at a very young age. Now, never did drugs, never, taken drugs, never was a drug addict. I smoke marijuana. I have a medical card, but that to me, that's a whole nother conversation. I don't consider that even a drug, but never was a drug addict, and was always introduced to it, and saw how that was a fast way to make money. Seeing my father at work all day, every day, right? Mm-hmm. Seems like, we have things, but we're not rich, right? So it's kind of like, what do you want to do? Right. So you kind of start leaning towards that. and getting enticed in what that lifestyle is about.
Yeah,
Nice.
absolutely.
So was your mom involved too? Two family household? And
Yeah. She was there. She worked too.
Like...
She worked too. You know, we would be at school. She would get off about the time we would get out of school. And I had, one brother and two sisters. Right. For me, it was kind of normal. They all turned out okay, So, my one brother's a correction officer, my other's a school teacher, and my other one works for they keep changing the name, but like my father worked for Brooklyn Union Gas Company. So she worked for Keyspan, and whatever Keyspan is now, that's what she worked. So I'm the only one who went to prison.
Right.
Okay. So if you ask them, you may get a whole different answer.
Yeah. Your other brother goes to prison too every day but comes home.
Yeah, but he's out in the county. He's just sitting.
So if you could share with us, you know what I mean? Just that life up until that point, to prison, making it to prison. If you could talk about the things that you did, you were just speaking about, the things that you were into before actually going to prison.
Yeah, so I was into that. I was into selling cocaine. I was into selling cocaine. I was into making money. If you got any Scorpion or First Class on the stamp, there's a good chance that was coming from us. You know what I mean? And we did quite well with it. Throughout that, I had some friends in the hip hop industry. At the time, my boy Haas, him and my man Kim, they had a group called the UMCs, and they had a song out called Blue Cheese. And, it was back in 94, 95. It was a pretty popular song, right? So I came up with them, started going on tour with them a little bit, met them, started meeting a lot of different musical people from Staten Island, a lot of Wu-Tang people, King Just, who to this day is still my man, and started being introduced to music and, loving it, right? And when I had went away, for a first bid that I did, just for a little skid bid, I had ran into a brother by the name of Big Lee. And Big Lee from Harlem was Big L's brother. And we became very, very good friends, almost like brothers, to the point that when I had come home and I had, already had introduction to the music industry. And by that time I was heavy in the jail ciphers, spitting fire. And I known, and I had a mad name, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. He sent me to be, to sign to Flamboyant Entertainment. So I came home. This was in 2000, and I was on like right away. I was in Ruckus Records, and I was signed to Flamboyant Entertainment, and I was working, right? But this is the thing with your music business: shit could change on a fucking dime. So everything that happened after the Big Picture came out and the album and everything, it just like collapsed immediately, right? So I had nowhere to go. So I got back up with my friends who at that point had already done the Apollo Kids for Ghostface Killer. They did Take It Off for Busta Rhymes, and there was a couple other beats that they were doing. And about that time, I ran into a brother by the name of Fess Taylor, who's still out there now, performing. He's very, very heavy in the underground scene. He's got about 20 albums out on album music. Still my brother to this day. We communicate, and we had got together, and then back with my boy Haas, who is now known as Phantom of the Beat, and my man Prezi. And then we formed Shadow Government. We had, Long Island, Staten Island, and a whole bunch of people coming behind us, and we had the beat machine rocking. And it was at that point we started doing a lot of stuff for 50 Cent. My man Giz was 50 Cent's DJ, and he's the one who got stabbed 17 times in the studio with a butter knife, and he went into coma. Who Kid became 50's DJ, and then the rest is history with that. But before that happened, we were making a lot of beats for 50 and giving 50 beats when nobody was fucking with them. And like I said, one of these beats was the Magic Stick. So now when we did the deal for the Magic Stick, we had 50% of the publishing rights for that. And because of that, it wasn't allowed to be on Get Rich or Die Trying. So they turned around, flipped, sold the song to Little Kim, and when it went on the Bella Mafia, which for us, still got a Grammy nomination out of that. But for us, it would have been way stronger if it would have flipped on the other album. So at this point now, things are going very, very well, for me in my life. And like I try to tell a lot of people out here, like they got a lot of money. Like we would get invited places like parties and like, bro, they're calling us. You can't buy the section that they give us, you get there, there's 4 or 5 bottles laying there, and what do you want? And they're sending what just taking care of you. Like we were like on top of the world, man. Life was so beautiful. I was still doing my thing in the street. I was making so much money, and of course, with that, comes hatred, and started getting death threats. Always. And You know, there were people in the hood who you can't help out everyone. You know, jealousy started ringing, and then that's what
Envy
led me to my incarceration. Right. So
talk about that.
yeah. So that's at about the point where everything was like as high as it can be, bubbling as much as it was. I had my own project that I was working on that was going to, you know, getting great funding, and everything was just wonderful in life.
Well, that's
you know what I'm saying? Usually people go to jail when it's so bad, it's at their worst. I went probably at my height, and it was
crazy
yeah.
you say that, because you was like at your pivotal.
Yeah.
What it sounds like.
Yeah.
You was, and so what did that feel like going in a prison? And was this your first time?
But like I said, I already did a state bid.
Yeah.
So I already knew the routine, but it killed me because you know, listen, I had a body. So, you know, in the big, you know, they talking that 50 to life on the felony murder.
Yeah.
So I don't even know if I'm ever going to see the street again. You know, there's so much going through my mind. I have a 5-year-old daughter, you know, and you know, there's a lot going on, man. A lot going on.
What's going like through your freaking mind, right? Because
that's
for a lot of people, like when we in the streets and we getting that money, you like, I mean, when you seeing money.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not talking about the little petty guy that stole a car and got locked up and got to go do 10 years. When you sitting on top and you know you can walk out your house and go buy this car, you got this crib, this jewelry. You ain't worrying about no bills. You ain't worrying about where your next meal is coming from, right? Like you living, right? And dealing with something you don't think can it come to an end.
You never think. You never think, man.
All the time, right? The more you get, like, you know, when I was coming up, it was always that street dream that we say, oh, when we get a meal, we're going to get out the game. We're going to make 2 meals and get out the game, right? And it's like, okay, you make that meal. Now you want that 2, and then that 3. You continue to keep. It becomes a drug. It becomes a high.
It does.
Right? But then when you collapse, and you got to sit there, and you sitting there, now you got a body, and you like a robbery, and you saying to yourself, like, what the like, what 50 how did this happen? Like,
how the fuck does it happen? You know, how does it?
What the fuck's going through your mind sitting there after that initial shot?
I mean, it's a gut shot. It's the hardest gut shot that anyone will ever take, and you know, no matter what you can ever do, whatever would, you know, like happen to somebody in life. It's, you know, thinking that your life is over at the age of 27 and it's done, and you never really lived it to begin with because you had already done, you know, half your 20s locked up anyway.
Right.
So now it's like, damn, what did I live like 4 years of life? The most beautiful 4 years that I could ever think of.
Right.
You know, but still in all, it was only 4 years.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Trying to hold on to that.
Trying to hold on. And listen, everything was great and everything was going according to plan. And I did have a get out plan. I was like, yo, at 30, I'm just going to move to Miami and I'm just going to fucking chill. Like that was my plan, you know? And I felt like I was on my way to getting there. You know what I mean? But at the same time, man, it's like,
so caught up.
Listen, man, like that feeling is indescribable, and then being able to mentally, right? This is what a lot of people don't talk about. Mentally, to say, hey, listen, fuck, you know, like, 'cause a lot of people hang up, right? It's not an option, right? If you are a particular caliber of person that you claim to be, and that you cut from a different cloth, and all the cliches, you know who somebody is when crunch time happens. And in my life, there's been many times, ding, 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 and I had no time to react. It's just who I am. It's what I'm made of.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
DNA.
I'm going, right? So with that said, you just got to learn how to deal with it.
Roll with the punch.
And we know, like, right, you see somebody in Clinton, you know, in 04, you talk to him just like me and you were talking. You see him 2 jails later in 2012, they're doing a Thorazine shuffle, you know? Even people who you think are okay, like, once you have 10, 12, 30, you get that brain damage, like, you're not normal. You know what I mean?
That's right.
You're not. You know, there's a little something wrong. So, like, one of the biggest compliments that anyone ever gives me is, hey, you know, you seem like you're very normal. So I've always been good at hiding it, though.
That's right. That's how we are.
Just to reiterate real quick on what hang up means. Hang up means when a person can't take it no more in prison and they decide to take their own life, they hang themselves. That's what he's referring to. People hang up. And it does happen to the toughest, baddest guy, right?
That's
Prison
right.
is not.
But some of us, it ain't an option.
Right?
That's right.
A lot of people always tell me, "Yo, how did you do all these years?" And it's like you have no choice. Once you're in that cage, you have no choice.
Yeah.
It's either you're gonna get through it and find and survive and adapt and survive and get through it, or you're gonna hang up. Right?
Yeah.
You can't live a life of want to be a tough guy and this, that, and third, and not take the consequences with it, which a lot of people do. I know a lot of people that was in the street that was soft, right? And yes, got caught up and came in there, became killers. I know a lot of killers that was in the street went in there and became soft and ended it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
AD for one.
That's right.
Right?
That's right.
AD. You know, but this is where where you built up. This is how you test your endurance.
Yeah.
Right? We get through the shit.
Yeah.
So go ahead. I just wanted to clarify for the audience.
Yeah,
out there.
great. Yeah, and you made a great point. So for me, way to get through it, right? Became through exercise science, right? Strength and conditioning.
Nice.
Listen, my first spot I hit Clinton. For those who know you've ever been in Clinton, you're on the weight courts. If you can even get on a weight court, right? Like that's a whole conversation to begin with. When you get on the courts, you're traded, you're in the snow, you got the big Columbias on, you're squatting, it just became everything. I just had become engulfed in it. You know what I mean? Like
You're meant to escape.
Yeah, to me, Clinton was a spot. Like I felt like everybody should have to go to Clinton to learn how to bid, and then you could go wherever that you want to go.
Else.
To me, I never wanted. I never wanted to leave Clinton. I had to end up getting shipped out over that riot over the weight court between Algie and them and the Panamanians. You know what I'm saying? But when I was in Clinton, man, like. I became engulfed in the yard lifestyle. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
Working out, training, hopping on the court, cooking court. Yeah, just doing the things that we like to do, and we do whatever the fuck we want. You know what I'm saying? That was the thing that about Clinton was if you're at that level, you can do whatever the fuck you want. You're gonna have a great time.
That's right.
For prison. Let's keep that in the context of what it was. So I had started getting heavy into powerlifting, right? You're in your cell a lot in Clinton. So I started reading a lot of old Russian strength training manuals, old Soviet manuals. And then obviously when West Side Barbell started coming out with a lot of the same methods, a lot of the conjugate periodization and stuff like that, I started getting engulfed in that. And I started training with the people I trained with, and we became stronger than anybody in the jail. At that time, you also had a good brother by the name of Pirate. I don't know if you guys ever know Pirate. May he rest in peace. He was one of the top strength and conditioning trainers in all of New York State at that time. He had crazy respect. He was with the Outlaws and stuff, so we only had a few guys who we trained with. But Big Indian Jay, he hit the 1,000-pound squat in Clinton. I was there when he hit it. And stuff like that inspired me.
God bless us.
Yeah. Pirate, bro, good dude, man. And Patty Bannon was spotting me. I hit a light, 565 squat. It was always my best, was my squat, 565 squat. I think it was a 335 bench, nothing crazy at that time. And the deadlift was 500. It was okay. You know what I'm saying? But we were working with some, but more importantly, I didn't really have the bone structure to lift. The people that I was training who had you got them big, heavy, they were crushing it. Right. So we knew we had something with this, right? So we started doing it, putting more people in the meets, do a couple years. I moved to Sullivan after that. When I told you that everything happened, that's when I linked up with my brother Hicks off of Concrete Roadie, another brother who's known all throughout the state. Him, Mark Cross was there. Macko, Blacko, these are all good people, that I had linked up with when I was in Sullivan, you know what I'm saying? And I had joined forces with Hicks, and we built a team, and he had the total record for 220-pound weight class, and he also had the squat record with the 855, which Farrakhan ended up beating with the quarter squat on some fucked up judging shit. You know what I mean? We'll never respect that record. Right. But another state, championship came at that time. And then when I had left Sullivan and I had gone to Eastern, I had built another team, and we had won, the state powerlifting championship. Yeah. So that was 3 titles, where I was a head coach on those teams.
So tell me real quick, right, on all this, right? And not everybody gets to do they bid like this, right? It's either the strong survive, right?
Yeah.
Either you fit in or you don't.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
It's that simple.
Exactly.
I don't care who you
Yeah.
are. People
Like I'm going to be honest. I didn't come here to tell war stories today.
Right, you know what I'm saying?
People know.
That-
People know who I am, bro.
And
You know
that's
what I'm saying?
what- and
People
that's
know who I am,
like-
and my confidence offends people.
Yeah.
And especially I've learned out here in society, because you got a lot of feminine people out here, a lot of feminine boys trying to act like men.
Right.
You know, confidence is very offensive. And in prison, you know how it is. People check your card. They'll pull your card real quick.
And that's what
But if they keep pulling your card and you keep poking them, eventually they're going to stop trying to pull your card.
I always say
You know what I mean?
you can't
Yeah.
wear a lion suit over a sheep.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
You're gonna get exposed.
Yeah, exactly.
Eventually, you will start doing some sheep shit, and the wolves will get you.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
So, like, in this whole transition, right, going through, like, what was like the wildest shit? Like, after the whole thing, the whole shock, you get sentenced, you go up north, you're in the island, you're going through this. Like, what was the wildest shit that you saw that you was like, yo, I can either be here or I need to mentally focus, be who I am, and do what I'm going to do with the strength training, education.
I mean, listen, I like a lot of wild stuff I saw. I poked the dude in the neck and he had blood squirting straight up in the. I mean, that to me, that's wild. Like, I did a lot of fucked up shit that I had to do.
Right.
I always try to kind of like be like, I'm not gonna fuck with no one if they don't fuck with me.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Yeah. I'm just over here trying to do my own thing. I've been in 2 riots. I was in one riot. It was July, and we're down on the 4th. We didn't get it till 3 a.m. I don't know if anyone knows or not. You go out there. It's 70 degrees at 6 p.m. It's 30.
That's right.
At 3 a.m.
Yeah.
Frozen. I mean, you know, being in Max's, there's just so many things, man. There's just so many, crazy shit, man.
The reason why we asked that question, right, is so these misguided that's living at these theaters, right?
Yeah.
And, because you got a lot of misguided youth now.
I'll tell one story. All right, I'll give you guys one. Right, I'm in Clinton, and this ain't got nothing to do with me. I'm there, but you might know this story. I'm up in Clinton. It's me. It's Red Conley. It's Patty Irish, Patty Bannon, and some fucking dun-dun-dun. Blows Patty Irish a kiss. Patty Irish said, yo, don't you fucking do that. Do not do that. Kid does it again. Before he even finished kissing him, he's on top of him, bites the kid's nose right off his face. Bites it right off his face. Spits it. Eventually, cops come, they tie, they got Paris. I shouldn't be laughing at this. But the cops, you know how the cops are in Clinton, they don't give a fuck. The kid's out, he said, my nose. The cop goes, hey, laddie, is that his nose? He goes, that's a fucking cigarette butt. Everybody started dying. They had to cut a piece of the dude's ass off and put it on his nose. So, like, you can never comprehend the type of things that are going to happen in horror movies, bro. You know, to me, that's not even bad. To me, my worst story is my bag shaking on my hook, and I got 7, 8 rats and mice. I hate them fucking things. Jumping out of my bag and jumping in my bed. I
have to take the med bags and tie them up.
To me, that's worse than seeing a dude's nose get cleaned up.
That was for me in Comstock. Traumatizing.
Yeah, but I've been in things moving and shit. You know how it is in a mag. You want to get on the phone, you got to get a phone. I'm not with nobody. See, the thing about me, here's another thing, right? You got people, they're like go to AA, NA, they have organizations, they have people, they help them. Bard College in Eastern, they have a program. When I came home from prison, nobody helped me. Right. I had to go out and find I had no organizations, I had no people, I had no groups, I had nothing. Right. I had nothing. You know, I came home on Tuesday, I went to work on a Monday. I started building up my personal training business. I ran my personal training business up for a little while. Then I started getting into fitness business management. By the time the pandemic hit, I was managing gyms in downtown Manhattan, gyms that were doing over $1 million a month. You know, I was at the World Trade Center and, you know, living life. Mm-hmm. The New York Stock Exchange. Imagine running a gym at the New York Stock Exchange and you're out every day, cobblestones. I'm eating bagels at Leo's, like, you can't even Like it's like living in a movie, a fantasy.
You familiar with them brothers Combard?
Nah.
They was in the state, but they got some gyms now in Manhattan. Yeah,
oh, okay.
They call Combard.
Oh,
like Combard.
Combard. Yeah, I heard. Yo, my man Al, who you guys need to get on the show, he owns 2 JDI barbells. He owns one in Harlem and he owns one down in Tribeca. Yeah, and he came like me. He came with strength and conditioning, turned around, changed his life, came from the streets. And he's doing real well for himself too. Nice. But he was with Bard College. Yeah, he was with them in Houston. People with Bard. Yeah, Bard. Yeah, they look out for
got
people.
The bar, you got the bar masters too, with Rough Riders and stuff like that. Yeah. That's all. That's all they do. The bar
I wish I had that kind of support, man. I had to figure everything out by myself. Man.
But that's what makes.
I never had anybody to go to.
That's right.
Right, but this is what separates. This is what separate the men from the boys.
Yeah.
Like, this is what I tell people. Right.
He on this
like yo, people like me, I'm never gonna go broke.
Yeah.
Never. And the reason why I say that is because I'm a grinder. I'm a hustler. I don't wait for something to happen to me. I don't wait for someone to come to me and say, yo, Aunt, I got something opportunity. I'm going to go make an opportunity. I'm going to go grind the same way I've always done. The only thing I channeled it into something positive, right? You got some people that feel that the world owes them.
Yes.
Oh, man, Rob's home. Yes. Back in 91, I bought him that drink and I know. Like, nah, bro. Yeah. Like, get off your ass. Let's grind. And I tell people all the time, the best fucking investment you're going to make is the investment in yourself. Yes. If you ain't investing in yourself, how the fuck you expect someone else to invest in you?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So with that being said, right, like, yo, what keeps you motivated? What keeps you drive? What keeps you like
keep home, like what was that?
That hunger, right? Like I see your energy, right? I'm looking at your Instagrams and I'm seeing like you're living life. Like
I love life.
Like life is beautiful.
I love it, man.
Like life is like I love it, and that's why life's
just like our next journey.
Yeah,
that's right. You wake up, and I tell people all the time. Listen, for me, a great day is this. I wake up. I'm not dope sick. I'm not in prison, and I ain't looking at my phone on my calendar. When's my next court date?
Yeah.
Everything else in my life, the big house, the businesses, the money, the Rolex, the car, that's a plus. That shit can be gone in a second. Yeah. But yes, for the simple fact for me, that I wake up, I'm not scratching, I'm not throwing up because I need a fix to get through the day. I'm not waking up in some jail cell to some fucking asshole yelling count time. You know what I'm saying? I'm not looking at my court saying, damn, is my attorney gonna show up?
Yeah,
come on.
Take me on that journey.
People listen, man. Like one of my favorite people of all time in this world is Bob Marley, man, because nobody had an outlook on life like him, man. Like like I always think back to when a guy said, like, you rich, and you go like, what do you mean rich, man? Like, possessions and stuff. He's like, that's not my kind of rich. So like when we look at success, right? Like how do we determine success? What's success?
Let's talk about that.
What's your type of success? What do you deem as success? Some people may deem me as a failure, but to me, I may feel like I'm successful. And other people may look at me as somebody who hey, I can do what he did, hopefully. Coming back, because there are a lot of people who need help. And one thing that I've been able to do with the type of businesses that I've been in, and I've had a terrible time finding jobs, finding places to live, even down here in Florida. My crime is from 2004, and I can't get a place to live. You know what I mean? You got a better shot of a pit bull getting in an apartment complex than me around here.
But let me tell you something though. On that subject right there, I came home in 2017 on this one. 2017, almost 6 years ago. When I came home, everybody told me when I was trying to buy a house, Anthony, you ain't buying no house in Florida, especially because I knew what I wanted. I wanted to live in a gated community. Yeah. I wanted a big house. I didn't want a regular house. I wanted a big house, and I was going to get in a gated community. Like, Anthony, it ain't going to happen. I said, watch. I got the second largest house in my community, right, under my name.
Awesome.
Right? With my background and everything. The vice president of the HOA lives directly across the street. And you know what she tells me all the time? You're the best fucking neighbor I ever fucking have.
Yeah, because you got morals and values and you got respect that you learn from behind the wall that people never comprehend, bro.
Right. And two lives. I always like to say we live two different lives.
Go ahead.
And the thing is like I don't allow my path to dictate my future. I don't allow people to put limitations on me.
Well, there's obstacles. You got to learn how to overcome them.
Bingo.
You know, one thing that I've been excited about being in the fitness industry is that I've been always able to employ people who went away. See, when I got with TSI, now they won't hire felons, but back then it was hire anybody, and I was hiring everybody from jail. These guys were always on time. They were always like, it was very institutionalized. All their work was done. It was meticulous. Like, I loved hiring them. They all wanted to come in and do 10, 12 sessions, make money. All my best trainers, man.
Yeah,
all my best trainers.
That's right.
And again, to that, what people don't understand is why we're trying to change that stigma is, right? And I tell people all the time, ex-cons, we got to work twice as hard to prove a point.
Yeah.
Right? Either you proving a point negatively or positively. When I went for a job, I'll tell a person, listen, the reason why you hired me is because I got to work harder than the next man. So I got to prove myself. So that means if you tell me I got to be here at 8 o'clock, I'm going to be here at 7:30.
Yeah,
that's right.
Right?
Always.
Because I know that you're watching me with 4 eyes instead of 2.
Yeah.
Right? But I'm going to prove myself.
Yeah.
Because I got those work ethics. Right? And I take that same concept from prison. When the police said get up and go to child and do this and all that, I did it with no fucking problem. Even though I huffed underneath my breath.
I ain't going to child.
Yeah. I would go like to go take a walk to get out the cell or see somebody, right? But
I used to hate any interaction with them. I used to keep his interaction as least as possible.
Take that concept though, if that's what you had to do to that there. And people don't understand, right, is that they want to put a limitation on what they can achieve now in the streets when they come home after doing X amount of years, right? They go, oh, I'm not doing that job, or I'm not doing that job. And it's like, hold up, when you was in jail and your counselor told you, yo, you're going to the mess hall.
Yeah.
You went to the mess hall.
You go. The thing is this, is that people want to make money, right? You can't fault the man for wanting to make money. Are you willing to put in the work?
That's the whole point.
Make money? There are opportunities. Like right now in Florida, you got like one of the biggest industries is the insurance industry. You can make 4 or 5 G's a week selling insurance, right? A lot of cons who can't sell insurance are doing MCAs, right? So if you're a felon out there and you want to make stockbroker money, you want to make $500,000 a year, learn about MCAs, merchant cash advance, and merchant cash advance agents and brokerage firms and stuff like that, because you could get that job. They encourage felons to apply, and you can make 4 or 5 G's a week, no problem doing some stuff like that. If you're willing to call 500 people a day, if you have the voice to be able to get on the phone and know how to talk. And listen, we're all trying to swindle somebody out of something. Oh, you're at the store, 1 for 2, give me 2 for 3, give me this, give me that. You know,
it's all about the will and the will and determination.
If you're more of a worker, a blue collar kind of guy, nobody's going to stop a felon from getting up on a roof and hammering some nails. So those jobs can be got.
So when we speak about, just to let the audience know, when we speak about child, we talking about going to the mess hall to eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner that the prison serves you. Yeah. And I just want to say something on that. A lot of times when we just a lot of times when we did go to the mess hall, it was because we had to get the word to the person on the other side of the prison to come to the yard. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, exactly. So we had to make sure the bread. You know, the bread had the bread. You know what I mean?
And chicken like that. Because the food itself, for those who don't know, the food itself, all it is soy in a big plastic bag that they throw in and boil. Chill. Yeah, quick chill. That's it.
You don't want to eat that. And they not trust me.
But you know, like what I tell people is like, yo, you got to start somewhere.
Yes.
Now you got to start somewhere. You got to put that fucking mentality. I'm not doing that. Listen, if I was making 14 cents a dollar, and that's if you had a GED in jail. Yeah. Right. Other than that, you're making what, 9 cents a dollar? Yeah. Right. So now you come home after doing 12, 15, 18, 20 years, and the man tell you, yeah, I'm gonna hire you, you know what I mean, to clean some floors, but I'm only gonna give you $14 an hour to start you. You're gonna look at this man and be like, yeah, $14 an hour. How is I just don't understand that concept when I talk to brothers like, yo, I can't find a job, y'all, but do want to offer me but when they offered you 14 cents an hour, you did that, and I get it that you was locked up, you had no choice.
And made you
but you have to understand now, right? Life is about choices. But people, I tell people the reason why the recidivism rate is so high, right, is because people don't know how to communicate. right? Yes, the excitement. You come home, your family loves you, you're home, right? But after a month or 6 weeks to 8 weeks, you're another fucking bill.
Yeah.
When you ain't
That's
working
right.
and you ain't willing to make that sacrifice to go out there and get the fucking job to help your loved ones, your moms, your daughter, your son, your wife, your girl, who's been holding you down. That was easier to send you $50 or $100 every month, right? As opposed to now, the light bill went up $110.
The water bill went up.
The water bill went up another $82.
You know, you should be trying to take care of yourself. Hey, see, when I was upstate, I had poker tables. Right, so I always had poker tables going on because the police always told me, the sergeant would always show up at my door. Hey, it's not a problem until there's a problem. Right, so we're raking 10% of the pot. We're getting cigarettes. I'm selling cigarettes. I'm selling cartons for $70. I was $700-800 a week just by doing that.
And look at this.
You know what I'm
side. I used to sell the patties and the soda.
Yeah, three patties and a soda for a brick.
My cigarettes sell poker
for a brick. Tell what a brick is. Yeah, cigarettes. We're the ecosystem of what goes on in there. Exactly.
But it's choosing, right?
Yeah, you have to want to do it. Though.
You got to prioritize.
Listen, a lot of people are shitbags, man.
Yeah,
you know, but there are good people. There are some very good people.
They are good people. What I'm just saying, there's a concept of reshift and retraining your fucking mind, right? Stop coming out here and saying, you know, I can't get a job, I can't do this or this, that, and the third. Want to put a limitation on yourself.
You have to want it though.
That's right.
You know,
so that last time that you was released from prison. You know, how did you want it? Like, did you say, listen, that I'm not looking back no more?
I made that determination 2 years into a 15-year bid, my man. You're not going to come home and decide that. I found something that I loved. When I went to the gym, it didn't feel like work, right? I'm getting ready for a huge gym. I'm going to announce at the end. I have a job that I'm getting ready to take with a huge fitness corporation. That I'm going to do. I'm going to walk in there every day. I'm going to have a great salary and I'm going to make a lot of money. And I'm going to go in there and it's not going to be like I'm working.
That's right.
I'm going to come in, hang out. I'm so good at what I do. It takes me 2 hours a day to do it, and I enjoy it. So if you enjoy it, you know, lifting weights, learn how to be a trainer, learn how to program correctly, learn how to train different kinds of people, seek education, get certified. If you know, a lot of brothers love painting and drawing. People are talented, man. Yeah. Find what you do, love what you do, create a passion for it, engulf yourself in it, and then go out there and do it, man.
Bingo, you just said it, the 3 P.
Go out there and do it.
Passion, purpose, paycheck.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. That's it, the 3 freaking P's.
Yeah, that's it, man.
I tell people all the time, find a passion that you love to do, right? Find a purpose in doing it, and you're going to get a paycheck.
That's it.
Okay.
It's really that's it.
And to be honest with you, we should be winning more than anybody, because I will tell you out here, these people are slow, man. And if you're just coming home, you can outthink them. You can outsmart them. The only thing that they have over you is that they have money to play the game right now. So save your money. Don't go out. Don't be like me and buy a bunch of Gucci and Cartiers and all that. Listen, wait for that to get that. Save your money, get some money, get in the game, be an entrepreneur. If you're really good at something, it's the easiest and best way to become, you know.
And you answered that, because I was about to ask you what would you say to, you know, those men that's, you know, behind that wall ready to come home.
Listen, I did 17 and a half years. I fought wars, right? I've been in riots, everything. I'm gonna come home and just let one of these like little simpletons, simple-minded people outsmart me? No, it's not gonna happen.
Absolutely.
It's not gonna happen.
Bingo.
That's how it was when we was in there.
Yeah.
We were 2 steps ahead of
the cream rise to the top, and then you get your team under you. You guide them. Yeah, you guide them correctly. You don't abuse power.
That's right.
You're a good person, and now people start looking up to you as a role model. And that's why one good thing that I love about Mako Blacko, man. You know, getting back to that brother, he had all that power, all those people, and he would always send a positive message out there to them. Man.
That's right.
Yeah.
Talk about your family life, and I know you got a kid.
I have 3 children. You know, being in prison for so long, I'm not particularly close with my family. You know, my parents, I see them. They're on the other side of Florida. I go over and I see them. I have 2 daughters in New York, you know, that are grown. One's 25 and one's 21. I'm not particularly close with them because of prison, which, you know, is extremely painful. As much as you try,
a lot of separation.
You know, it's really up to them at this point. It's not up to me. And I have a 2-year-old son, you know, who after the show, I'm going to go up and pick him up. And, you know, that's That's my little Bubba. That's my little man.
Yeah.
And yeah, he looks like he's gonna be 1,000-pound squatter. We're gonna get him ready though.
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna get him ready. We're gonna get him on that line on playing some football down here. You know,
Yeah.
and the cycle continues.
So if you want to talk about like what you're doing now and where you see yourself going the next 5 years, how you?
Yeah, so like I said, I've been in the fitness business. I've been in the fitness industry a long time. Fitness business management, bringing proven sales systems into gyms and running sales systems. You know, for memberships, personal training, all that kind of stuff, helping people build and grow their business. I'm about to take a position with EOS Gyms. For the new gym out in Boca, which is a huge gym. We're going to have thousands and thousands of members out
Nice.
there. You know, probably over 10,000 members. These gyms have movie theaters. They have pools.
Oh, wow.
It's a complete experience. And do lots and lots of personal training over there. And in the meantime, while that's being built, I'm doing MCA loans, doing merchant cash advance loans. It's great. Average loan is like $100,000. They take 9%. You get 30% of the 9%. So every sale you're looking at $2,400. If you know you want to get in and you want to make money and you want to pop off 5-6 G's a week, and you're saying there's nothing out there waiting you to do it legally. Listen, bro, like that's better than hitting the block. You know what I mean? It's better than hitting the block. You could get in somewhere. You just got to be able to dial, man. You know, it's like they said in the movie, man. You get your water bill getting high, pick up the phone and dial. Your girl's working out, pick up the phone and dial, man. It's up to you, bro. You got to stop leaning on people to take care of you.
Yeah.
You got to go out there. It's time for you to start stepping up and taking care of those who looked out for you.
That's right. No question.
How can people reach you, Rob, if they want to get a hold of you? If you have somebody that want to, get you as a personal trainer?
Yeah, I mean,
So plug in your social media, everything out there, your phone number, how they can reach you and stuff like that. Because I'm sure a lot of people hearing this, looking at you, and would like to get their mind, body right. So.
Yeah, awesome. I mean, I'm not hard to find. It's just my name. It's Rob.Corapi, Corapi, Instagram and TikTok. I have a food review page I do on TikTok just for fun. Right. But I go out, I eat out a couple times a week, and when I go, I do videos. I do a lot of burgers. Me and my girl, we go to the Keys. We enjoy that. We eat like seafood. So I throw some kind of stuff on there. And then Instagram is more like fitness based and starting to do like some motivational stuff. Done a few podcasts already. So I'm going to start throwing up some reels, just like snippets and stuff like that. And just trying to keep people engaged, keep them motivated, keep the conversation going, letting people know that, there is a path back to where you want to be. It's not going to be easy, but you got to go ahead and do it. And it's all on you, man. Listen, it's from day one when you got the cuffs on you. It's all on you. When you're in the bullpen, you're all by yourself. When you're in the cell, you're all by yourself. Mm-hmm. So when you come home and it's nobody but you should feel comfortable being in that situation. You should thrive in it. Right. If you thrived in there. Right. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I didn't thrive in prison because I'm like some, doing bigs on the payment plan and I'm always here and everybody knows me. And no, I was at the top of my life. Some real bad split second stuff happened. I went away for a very long time. I never changed the man who I was. And I came home and I did everything that I could do to get right back where I was.
That's right. That's right.
Awesome. Listen, with that being said, you got anything else?
Well, look, I just want to thank you, today for sharing your story with our followers, with the family, with society, because this is why we here today. We here today because we want to, dispel that myth that society has on formerly incarcerated men and women. Yeah. You know what I mean? Those that's coming home, staying home, and not only staying home, but giving back to the community. You're a prime example, man. Yeah, thank you. Testament to that.
And anyone down in the Boca Raton area, if you've done time, if you're looking for work, hit me up on Instagram, and we'll bring you in. We'll see what you could do, and we'll give you employment.
And you heard that here first.
That's right.
After lockdown. There's no excuse. There's always no excuse. Find a reason and move forward, man. And Rob, again,
no question.
Thank you guys, bro. Thank you guys.
And we'll get you in touch with Rob at successafterlockdown@gmail.com.
Correct. I want to
get in touch with us.
Thank you to everybody out there, man, that's been tuning in since season 1.
That's right.
Following us, man. Like I said, our platform is to change the stigma on formerly incarcerated men and women who the world deemed, broken and not worthy. We are worthy. We're not broken. We completely rebuild. We all giving back. We all changing lives. We all changing ourselves.
And you can see that on all social medias.
Yes, and you can follow us on Success After Lockdown on Facebook. Got it right.
That's right.
On all social media, we're on Instagram, TikTok. You can follow us on YouTube, Anchor, Spotify, Apple Podcast. If you know anyone that's out there that's a success story who have did some time
TikTok,
home,
yeah,
you your damn TikTok all the time.
You on TikTok too.
It's bigger than lockdown. It's big.
Right?
Yeah.
But you know, reach out. Listen, you can reach us at successafterlockdown@gmail.com. Drop us a little email. We would love to reach out. We would love to talk. We would get you on the platform, no matter where you're from. New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, DC, Delaware, California, Arizona, Washington. It doesn't matter, man. Hit us up. We'd love to get in contact and share your stories. And with that being said, man,
because we coming to a state near you, no question about it. You see, we in Florida, right?
The New York, Florida,
the Sunshine State,
Florida, season 3. So with that being said, thank you everybody. Salute, stay up, stay blessed, stay positive, stay focused, yo.
Peace and blessings. BX all day, every day.
All day, baby. New York.
My man, $100,000 out of there, man. That's my boy.
Yeah.